Hello and welcome to SAP Learning Academy and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be telling you all about the SAP HANA Based BW transformation. As you know that when we have installed the SAP HANA as a DB, as a database, then the transformation that we create in SAP GUI, we can make the transformation as SAP HANA enabled. So we will learn about this in this tutorial, and I'll be showing you what are the prerequisites, what are the rules that we need to follow in order to have the transformation as SAP HANA enabled. So let's begin next. So in this content of the tutorial, I'll be telling you first ABAP versus HANA based transformation. When we did not have HANA as a database, then everything about the transformation that used to run on the ABAP runtime. But when it comes to HANA, then we have a possibility that we can push down the transformation into HANA. So there's a concept of push down that also I'll be telling you now. And next I'll be telling you how can you identify if a transformation is HANA enabled. And I will be showing you the option. There's a check mark available in transformation as well as in the DTP in order to identify if the transformation is HANA enabled. And next I'll be telling you the features which does not allow push capabilities, means what are the rules that you need to follow about it so that you can have this push down capabilities. And in the context of this push down means I'm talking about the HANA based. So let's moving with the contents. So first in this picture, as you can see that I have drawn two ways of data flow. The one side, the left hand side, we have the ABAP based, and this right hand side we have the HANA based. And in the ABAP based, as you can see that suppose if you create a data flow between source and target, suppose, and once you run the DTP, what happens in the runtime? And in the runtime, what happens, whatever the calculations are there, suppose you are selecting some data, and if your transformations are written in the ABAP stack, then what happens, that data first calls into the ABAP stack, then whatever the calculations are done, then after that again it will push down into your HANA database. So there are double lookup into the data flow. And if you compare on the other side with the HANA, and if you look in the right side, then we have a source and target, and we have created the DTP, and everything here, the DTP transformation, everything is in HANA. Then the good part is that the processing can be done directly on the source system. So we don't need to have the another stack like ABAP here. So the processing will be much faster in this case. Now we are moving ahead with the next part of this tutorial, like how to identify if a transformation is HANA enabled. If you are working on SAP HANA system as a developer or consultant, it is a very basic part for you in order to identify whether the transformation is HANA enabled. Like if you click on a simple transformation, and you can find there's a check mark available that SAP HANA processing possible or not. So once the check mark is ticked, then it means that the transformation is SAP HANA enabled. And if it is not yet ticked, then it is not possible. And there are more options in the DTP, and that is the real option in DTP, and that I'll be showing you now, that in which way you want to run, even if your transformation is HANA enabled. So how would you like to run the DTP? Like in the below option, this is the below picture is from the DTP. In the DTP execute option, if you go there, and you can find that there's a check mark available, SAP HANA execution. So if your transformation is SAP HANA enabled, and if you then go into this option, and then you can find the option, and if your transformation is not SAP HANA enabled, then you cannot make it checked. So you have an option, you have both the options here, whether you can run the DTP with HANA execution or without HANA execution. And if you run with HANA execution, means that you are going to have faster results as well as all the SAP HANA capabilities that SAP provides in these sections. Now we are moving ahead in the next part of this tutorial. Like, what are the features that does not allow the push down capabilities, meaning that which does not allow the capabilities of HANA database. So first, that queries as InfoProvider does not support as a source, means that if you are creating a data flow as you are creating a DTP from a queries as provider as a source, so that will not work in this case. Next, and if you are using ABAP start, end and fill routine in the transformation, that will not allow you to make HANA enabled. Like, if you will not get the option in the DTP, like I have just shown before, you will not get the option to check mark the DTP. So the transformation which is having the ABAP routine, end routine or fill routine will not work. But whereas if you create the ABAP managed database procedure in SQL, that will definitely work in SAP. That will work for its push down capabilities. That's why the SAP has come up to create the ABAP based, ABAP managed, that's what we call MDP procedure, that will definitely support this push down capabilities. Next, we're coming, the custom formulas are not supported. Like what we call the fill routines, the routine that you write on the info object, or any kind of custom formula that you write, that will not be supported for the push down capabilities. I hope SAP will be coming up in the future releases in order to accept those things, but as of now SAP has not been done any kind of modification to allow the custom formula that is written in the transformation. And the rule group are not supported. That is the another thing. You might have seen in the old BW that there are multiple rule groups that we can create in one transformation. But here in this case of push down capabilities, if you create multiple rule groups, that will not be allowed. That will not be supported for this push down. Next, rule type, time characteristics with time distribution are not supported. Next, to read data from DataStore object. If you want to read from a DataStore object, then the enter key must be provided. And semantic group in DTP. And even if your transformation is HANA enabled, but if you create the semantic grouping in the DTP, then your DTP will not be working as the push down capabilities. So you need to avoid the semantic grouping in this case. Similarly, if you avoid the semantic grouping, and there's another feature like this error handling, there's an option earlier, the error handling option, but that will not be available in the push down capabilities. But SAP has come up with a different option in order to store this error stack data. So that's a different concept in this section. And that's all about this tutorial. I hope you have clearly understood how this SAP HANA transformation works and how to identify and what are the features that we need to follow in order to have these push down capabilities. Thank you for watching, and please look into my other tutorials. I have given the links in the below description, and don't forget to subscribe our channel and click the bell icon for early notification of my videos. Thank you for watching.